And Robbie, I'll let you get the last thought on this because you have some interesting thoughts on we're gone, we're leaving. You believe that's the right thing to do. Let's also immigrate as many people as possible who want to come here. You mentioned that in the Facebook post that I thought was really good. So maybe you can, close with that thought. We'll get some final thoughts and then wrap this up.
Yeah, I mean, I think this speaks to my larger worldview too. And, we talked about why we even want an airfield in Afghanistan. I think that's a mistake. I think it's a mistake that we think we need to balance every region. And I understand the idea that we would want to have control of Afghanistan, but I think the better choice, and the thing nobody talks about and we haven't even talked about tonight, is how much this was a proxy war between two nuclear powers, India and Pakistan. Afghanistan is a proxy war between two countries that both have nuclear weapons, and that should scare the shit out of us.
And they both hate each other, by the way.
And they both hate each other. China's involved. Why are we the natural counterbalance there? Because we've handcuffed Japan since World War II to not militarize. And we need to take the shackles off of Japan. We need to get closer to Japan diplomatically. We need to get closer to India diplomatically. And instead of sending our sons and daughters to Afghanistan to bleed and die for a region that is nowhere near us, we should support allies who make sense in the region to counterbalance the forces that we know are bad in that region. And I also think, what we're trying to do, what Rumsfeld, what McChrystal, what all these people said we could roll into Afghanistan, we could roll into Iraq because we have government in a box. That's their line. That's not my line. They have government in a box that we can deploy at any time and make any of these countries into a Western-style democracy. And it's just absolutely goddamn insane. And I think you think of, we go back to Helmand province and the supporting warlords and police chiefs who are raping kids, all of the compromises that we make to beat back the Taliban that lose our credibility as America, as what America stands for. What does America stand for to the average Afghan? I can't imagine. There's some people who have benefited. There's some people who get it. I'm sure there's some people who understand, who read deeply into the literature and who get it. But for the average person, I can't imagine they have a good opinion of what America stands for. And what I want is for us to stop thinking that we can take these ideas of freedom, these American ideals, the idea of the American dream, and that we can impose it at the point of a gun. So what should we do? I think it starts with bringing in anybody who's stood up for America in foreign countries and is now in danger because of it, and bringing them to America, bringing them in. And those people become emissaries for America, because do you know what? They don't cut all ties with people back home. They still talk to them. They send remittances. They send letters. They have Zoom calls. And when those people talk about how horrible America is, these people we bring in, they can convincingly tell people on the ground better than any propaganda campaign we can dream up of. They can tell them, no, this is what America's about. This is the American dream. These are American values. And we need to bring in as many of our allies as possible, as many of our interpreters, as many people who stuck their necks out for coalition forces at the threat of being killed by the Taliban. And this applies to places all over the area. I think we can draw down from some of these endless bases and never-ending wars. And the American birth rate is going down and down and down. I mean, China's regretting its one-child policy. We don't have to have a policy. We're having one child per person. We're going to have the same problems. We need people in anyway. So let's bring them in and let's let them export our democracy to their friends and families by experiencing it here and letting them know what it's really about, instead of going to foreign lands and compromising and defending people who rape little boys and saying this is what America's about. That is a failing strategy to spread freedom. I don't see how that ever works. But if we just want to let people in and experience America and tell people what it's all about, that's what's going to make us the city on a hill, as Reagan called it. That's what's going to make us a beacon to the rest of the world. To have people come in and say, oh my God, there are opportunities here like you wouldn't believe. And this is despite the past couple of years we've gone through with people, talking about racism, which, yes, obviously it's always still a problem. But do you know who doesn't think it's a problem in America? People from other countries, because other countries are way more racist than we are. And you want to point to a country that's less racist to the United States? I promise it's a homogenous country that is just one ethnicity. And I can't ever think that compromising our morals and telling people that our ideals are right at the point of a gun is ever going to be as effective as just letting them come and experience it and telling their friends and families about it.